Another popular debate in Brooklyn is the future of the Brooklyn House of Detention. The jail, which has sat empty on Atlantic Avenue for years, may now be reopened. Danielle Foster was there as the community went face-to-face on the issue with the Department of Corrections.
The lights have been left on in this prison, sir, since 2003.
These were just some of the reactions from Boerum Hill residents when they found out the city had plans to reopen the Brooklyn House of Detention after shutting its doors 3 years ago.
We don't need it. We don't want jails. We don't want detention facilities. We don't need it. We need schools. We need housing. We need doctors. We need health care. We don't need it.
This is the city's jail. This has been the city's jail, and the city needs a jail.
But this time at the Belarus Church on Atlantic Avenue, it was face-to-face with the Commissioner of the Department of Corrections.
Because when the communities are presented with their choices, you can have a really ugly jail, or you can have a really ugly and expanded jail, but we'll put some window dressing up front so it'll look pretty.
The window dressing refers to the retail stores the city plans to put on the jail's ground floor. Most controversial, though, is the plan to double the jail's holding capacity.
The intention here is to use this space, whether it's the existing 800 beds or the additional 720 as well, for inmates who are facing charges in Brooklyn. We think that the opportunity to bring mixed use to the site will improve the vitality of the downtown Brooklyn neighborhood. Right now, there is a need for retail, for large grocery space, and this site offers the opportunity to close that Atlantic Avenue gap and address those needs.
But some residents say this wasn't the original plan.
We're totally opposed to the expansion. In the beginning, when he said he was going to reopen the jail, he said, but I'll give you retail and I have to make up for that space and add some to the back. Without telling us about the expansion, we found out about that, so he hasn't been upfront with us.
So why was the jail closed in the first place? According to the Department of Corrections, a severe fiscal crisis forced the city to close the doors of the jail in 2003. And since then, the debate for the future use of this facility has been ongoing.
The city bases its needs for reopening and expanding the jail on the fact that Brooklyn produces almost a third of New York City's inmates, most of whom are housed on Rikers Island. Reopening the jail brings inmates back to their home borough and closer to courthouses.
Jails are as much a part of the life of a community, as much a part of the infrastructure of a community as schools, as roads and bridges, as any other part of the infrastructure.
But the community is still holding on to alternatives.
Simply reduce the number of people in custody by reducing arrests and reducing the number of people we send to jail.
The House of Detention knocked down and something else built there that was consistent with the community's needs.
I think we should be at the table and negotiate long-term what happens to this site.
While the discussion continues, one factor remains constant. The city plans to and can legally reopen the jail at any point. In Boerum Hill, I'm Danielle Foster for Brooklyn Review.